So there they are. They're waiting for her. I'm gonna go out. That one's waiting too. Ooh, it's a beautiful morning. They're all here. Tux, Marty,
Hey, Tux,
Stripe.
Buddy. Tuxie, come here, bud. Come on. Tuxie, come here.
Mama, but they are all moving.
Come on, Tux, come on. Come on. Come on. Back up, bud. Come on, puppy dog. There you go. Good boy. Good boy. It's right here. Don't be confused. I can move it in a minute. I promise. It's right here. Go get it. Go get it. I could leave it on the heating pad for him so his stays warm.
Of course it does.
Don't get down. Come over here. Yes, I'm not giving you a choice this morning. Jeez. Hi, buddies. Oh, your water's ice. I will fix that right up for you. Hi. I'm totally empty. Hi. Hi,
Like
Mom.
kids, they don't pay attention.
I know, they don't follow instructions. I don't know where you think you're going, Bubba. Mr. Man. Mr. Man, see? No, it's not as bad as it could be, but I'll get fresh. Ugh. Can you come back up here? Let's try one more time to show you where your food is. Come on. He knows. He's not confused about it. This is stubborn. Come here. Come here. You want Mama's hand? Come on.
Now I'm going to jump off the end, Mom.
Hi.
Yes, right.
He might. Only if you got to go to the bathroom, buddy. Oh, God.
You're really
Herding cats.
hurting cats.
It is a pretty day. Birds chirping. Sun and blue sky. Don needs something from Home Depot, and we're going to go for our walk here in a bit. It could be warmer. It's in the 30s. But it's supposed to reach just shy of 60 today, so I'm going to hold them to it. Don and I are here at the Greenway, and he's right. It's warmed up to 50 now, and it's not too bad here on the trail. I was like dreading even stepping foot back out the door.
What was I right about?
I always say when you're right. It was warmer outside than I was thinking it was.
Right. Well, I was going to say, I didn't know what I was right about. It's so rare.
The weather. Well, that's true. It is rare, but I do admit when you are on those few rare moments. Now, just a few more weeks of bare trees and we're going to start seeing leaves budding out up there. It happens really quick. Yeah, it's not windy out here today at all. It's actually quite pleasant. It's around noon, 12:30ish, something like that. I had to finish up yesterday's video, and Don was studying schematics for the heat pump because that's what he does for fun on Saturday mornings.
Not exactly what I was doing for fun, but yes, I wanted to get it clear in my head. That's correct.
That's okay. I study complex Lego building instruction diagrams for fun, so yeah, I get it. Well, you can certainly see we had all that rain this week because where there's a little slope on the side of the trail here, it's wet. I'm glad it's not ice today.
That's right.
Because yeah, Don and I have pretty much determined this is not a good place to walk when it can be icy because there's a lot of ice on the walking surface, and then even when you try to go off to the side, there's a lot of ice.
Yeah.
Best to wait and come another day. We were noticing that they have edged, put in pine straw, and sort of cleaned up here along the guardrail, although I don't know that that's really going to keep weeds from coming up and guys from not having to do weed eating, but I guess we'll see.
My hypothesis is they're going to go back and plant flowers there.
And I'm thinking that wouldn't be a bad idea except for the shade. of the actual guardrail. It's a little close to the ground for that to be effective, but who knows? Who knows?
What do I know?
It'll look good at noon in the summer. Well, that's halfway. Wearing the vest definitely adds a little bit to the walk, and this one is a full 3 miles, so no cutting short corners today.
There's no shortcut, that's right.
Yeah, they were, well, first off, we usually come over here on the weekends.
Yep.
Second off, Don wants to go to Home Depot, so it's convenient to stop on the way home from here.
Yep.
And third, they were grading up there the piece of property across from the lift station. The guys that own the tractor trailers and are parked up in there, some sort of heavy-duty grading, and we could hear it up at the house. It was quite noisy, and they just doing the work themselves on the weekend when they're not driving, when they're not working. I get it. There was a little bit of spilled stuff down there on the curves though, which wasn't so great, but maybe enough people will ride over it today, they'll knock it off to the side of the road. But so we're here.
Amen.
And we hadn't been here in a couple weeks. I did not see Milo when we came past the house, but there was a couple of little dogs. As a matter of fact, the people let their little dog go up on the front porch and probably ate all of Milo's food. And I said, the kitties got food up there, and they were like, yeah, probably, and didn't run after their dog. I'm like, well, I don't blame the dog for going for the food, but he should have been on a leash on the trail. And if he's good enough to not be on the leash, I get it, but run after him then if he won't come away from the cat's private area. Don't let him in the cat's front porch. I'm just protective of Milo. And I've been a dog owner and a cat owner. So I got opinions. The right answer is we're getting warm out here in the sun. Yeah. I have on more than Dawn has. Some reason today I lost my head and I put my weight vest on top of my jacket instead of underneath the big jacket that I bought for it to fit under. So although Don assures me he'd be glad to help me take off the jacket if I'm getting hot, it is harder to do since the weight vest is on outside. It's really a shame the people that lived here kind of unexpectedly moved out, because he was making all kinds of improvements to the property, and then the next thing we knew it was cleared. But there's a pool there and a barbecue pit and the covered area, a greenhouse, a fort for kids to play in. I mean, it's like the dream backyard, and it's sat empty for 3 months now, best as I can tell. Either that or the people that moved in didn't care about the backyard and don't ever go outside. It's all fenced. You could have a dog out there with you. It's a shame to see it empty. Don's sporting his go to Home Depot clothes today. Didn't end up needing those insulated jeans though.
Right. Well, I was supposed to be out at 9 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, Johnny, let's just say he decided to do Taekwondo volunteering and testing next weekend, and for good reasons. So Don was prepared to take him up there while I was feeding the cats, but that didn't happen today. Don was up and ready though. Hey Donnie, can we walk in through the garden center?
Sure, honey, we can do that.
He's so excited for me.
Yeah.
And the reason why we're in Home Depot. Not these reasons and things
that
we've
had
put in the
nothing to do.
cart, but
That's
the
right.
reason.
This is why we're here.
Yes. You sure it's not for that $25 clearance plan out front? Are we gonna get to use my new stapler?
That's right, I put you some stainless steel staples in there.
Oh, so they won't rust. Well, you were so thoughtful. This is an outside water application project, so.
So we're gonna turn her loose and have her pop some staples in it.
Yay! So we had hauled these home at some point, and Don had separated them because they were actually attached, and I didn't want it that high. And the round circle is not as big as I remember, but that's okay. And I want to put the blue carpet on top, thus the stapler. See, blue carpet, that carpet we have for kitties around here. But there's lumps from the washers, the bolts, the nuts, whatever. The hardware, it's bumpy. So Don went to get some foam. This won't cut them, but it's not super comfy maybe. So we're thinking about how to pad that.
All right, there she is with her staple gun. Just popping those little babies in there.
It is. And they're in there good. They're not. I'm not going to have to come behind it with a hammer.
No.
And hit it. We're going to figure out how to tuck this in.
Yeah, we'll tuck it in a second.
It's just for the cats.
This is not upholstery for the inside of the house.
This is not the chairs in the dining room that
That's
we want
correct.
to do.
This is practice.
Practice.
She used all my staples up.
I was thorough.
They were staying.
It ain't coming undone.
No.
What do they cost? $2 more a box?
I think I paid like $10 for a box of staples.
Well, hopefully that was a fraction of the box.
It
A
was
small
a
fraction.
Small fraction, but
Okay.
nonetheless.
Don took out a couple of tree limbs over here for me with the electric. I don't know remember what you call that thing, but anyway, they ran. But they'll be back as soon as I call for food down the hill. There's one here that gets a... Yeah, blocking camera died. Battery died again. They're all three just waiting up there. Morris is behind a tree, but he's there. And then the other one is here, and the nice thing about them is I can move them. No problem.
Okay, I checked it for leaks one more time, not leaking. So I went on and put some pipe rep on there. Tried to do a little bit better job. Wrapped it the best I could. I'm happy enough with it, and I can still do the little adjustment knob there.
I got a big bag of parts today. I got a couple more small bags coming. I am not amused that they aren't separated into little baggies, and I won't be ordering from the Brick Fairies, that particular website again. It's just too much more work for stuff that's separated to begin with. I mean, it's just kind of, I've never received so many in this condition before. It's going to take me some time to pull them back out, and yeah, not super happy. Well, I'm normally not a fan of Autoline Network, and Don does not put them on as much as he used to, but Sandy does chat with, what's this guy's name again?
John McElroy.
John McElroy, of course I knew that. And he has come around a little bit, and he has informed himself about EV some.
Yeah.
But you'll notice the title on that video is GM is losing its EV advantage, and then something about the big whiff.
Yeah, the GM's whiffing on the EV.
Yeah, well, we heard about the 4th battery plant this week.
LG's pulling out.
It's up in the air, and GM's blaming LG best as I could tell, and LG's blaming GM, and we really don't know. We're not in those meetings, but just based on what John just said, my thought is GM is betting on selling a whole bunch of gas Silverados.
That's right.
To stay afloat. And right. I think it's not looking good for them in the EV thing, but they could still recover. So, but that was what I heard John say.
Yes. Is
instead of we're all in on EVs, we're gonna dabble with EVs still, but we're gonna count on selling a lot. What was the V8? The Corvette's coming out, yes, but it's not the EV. It's electrified, but it's not the electric. And they said they were concerned about performance, and I was just thinking about the Model S Plaid and the Roadster coming, and wondering how that could be a concern for the Corvette.
It was going to show up the performance of their gas
car. So yeah, so that there was that. And then also they didn't sell very many of the Cadillacs. I don't know if it's a goodie.
82.
Yeah, it was under 100. I mean, honest to God, that's got to be laughable unless you can't ship them because you're waiting on third-party vendor parts or something. I don't know. And it could be a good car, and I'm sure Kyle's reviewed it, and go see what he said about it because...
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
But that's not enough of a number to matter. And servicing it and making it better and stuff when you're producing 82, I'm worried. I don't want that car. I don't want a car that's only going to be in the low digits like that. But maybe they can rebound. I don't know. But anyway, I was surprised that John would even, being in Detroit, make a video, this video. I was sort of surprised.
Right. Well, he made several points. He said that GM was one of the legacy car companies that did a clean sheet EV, this platform of theirs, ground up. They didn't convert gas cars, ICE cars to EVs. Most of the other legacy people, including the Lightning, is just an ICE car vehicle converted to electric. So GM had a real advantage. In fact, Honda contracted with GM to build their Acura EV. So there's going to be a
Ultium platform.
Ultium is their platform.
It's their
That's
platform
right.
name.
That's
I was struggling. I was thinking Michelle, Platinum, Gold. What was it? Ultium. Okay.
But anyway, what he's saying is that they invested in this Ultium platform, and they really haven't sold that much. And this is the year they better do it. And John said that the $800 million investment in the version 6 small block or something like that is so that that V8 they're not doing that investment so they can sell Impalas or Corsicas or whatever the cars are. They're investing in the V8 so they can put it in Silverados and GMC Envoys and all these other
big cars,
trucks and SUVs,
lucrative,
and
large
Tahoes,
luxury vehicles,
Suburban.
Yes.
Right. That's why they're doing it. They're not doing it for cars. And so I said that really he gave Ford a lot of credit for the Lightning, but honestly, I don't think Ford is really as happy. They're happy that it's doing well, but every time they sold a Lightning, they didn't sell an F-150 gas truck. Okay, they're not taking sales away from anybody else every time they sell a Lightning. Now, when Tesla ships the Cybertruck, it's all hinged on what the Cybertruck does. GM could end up being right. If the Cybertruck doesn't sell the 250, 300,000 Cybertrucks a year, because every Cybertruck that sells is a Silverado or F-150 or an F-150 Lightning that doesn't get sold. It comes out of a Ram pickup truck pocket. So that's the thing about the Cybertruck. If the Cybertruck is successful, Tesla's going to take all the profits away from all the legacy people, and their trucks are the profit. So that's why GM is sort of saying, well, we've done enough with EVs, and we know that possibly trucks don't tow well, they don't do this, and those green truck drivers they're going to buy those Cybertrucks, let them have them with the Lightnings, and maybe even our silly Silverado electric. But the real truck people are going to come back to gas, and we got them big honking V8s, and we got a new generation we can sell them. So that's what they're betting on.
Right. Well, then Don said that he was disappointed about a comment Elon made the other day, and we'll be right back. Think about that for just half a second. So what did he say that concerned you? Because I got to come back for it.
Yeah, in the earnings call, he said that the Cybertruck's just going to trickle out this year. It's not really going to do much. And I was it didn't have to do a lot, but it needed to do more than a trickle. And so I was very disappointed with that. I would hope that he would really, by the end of the year, be kicking ass on the Cybertruck, but it doesn't seem like that's his goal.
And I said, Donnie, now really. I said two things here. I said, number one, okay, Elon gets in trouble for overpromising.
Right.
Maybe he's learned his lesson.
Right.
Let's not overpromise. It's always like you tell the customer you'll have that APAR fix in about 3 weeks, and then a week later you call them, Mr. Customer, I have this APAR fix for you. Really? Wow, that was faster than you said. That's awesome.
Right.
So you learn how to manage expectation, and it's by beating what you tell them you'll do, not by telling them the best possible case and coming in even 2 days under, and the stock will fall, 30%.
Right.
So he's learning, he's matured a little bit, he's not over-promising. And then the other thing I said is that, do you really want to tell the competition that by March we're going to start dumping these, or June or August or whatever the date is that we're going to start, they're going to be coming out of Austin or lickety split, I guess Austin, because that's where the press is. Lickety split. We're going to be sending them all over the U.S. We're going to infiltrate. So just you be watching out. I don't really think you want to tell the other guys your date. I think you want to act like you might be having just a little trouble with that ramp up, because remember how bad that Model 3 ramp up was, and Tesla's kind of slow, and they're not known for learning about deliveries and stuff and making quick changes. So they need to hedge it, and they need to be a little slow on it. I don't think so. So I guess one of the numbers to watch this year, Rob Maurer, I know you're not listening, but if you're listening, the number I think is, let's have this little informal poll again. How many Cybertrucks we going to now, after he made that comment the other, new poll, how many is he going to ship this year? And I think that's one of the numbers I'm most interested in.
Right. That's
to see what Tesla does this year, because, you know, we've seen the semi delivered. I think it was 14 to Frito-Lay. The article I read this morning was okay, was accurate. Something less than 20, so a small number. Well, that's fine, and we've seen it on the side of the road a couple times, although we have no information as to why it was on the side of the road. But that's great that they're Johnny on the spot. If there's any trouble with that truck, that they're learning from it, because you and I know they'll put changes into production really fast on any future cars and get those fixes out there. So I'm not too worried about that. I'm really not. Switching gears, because I think we covered that pretty good. There was a post on Twitter this morning about a Tesla Gallery Lego set. So would you buy this if... Yes, I'll be the first person to order it, Dottie. I know. You'll be getting me that for anniversary 3 years from now. No, it's not. They were thinking about going the Lego Ideas route, and they wanted to know if people were willing to buy it. And I tweeted, God, please don't go the Lego Ideas route. I just need you to sell the instructions to me for $20. Make them a little profit for building the instruction list, and I'll go source the bricks, and hundreds of us will have it built in a month. I mean, just do that, because if you do Lego Ideas, it's a year or two to get voted in. And then the ones that get voted in, they still have to pick which ones to actually produce. And then they sort of produce what you built, but they supposedly make it better when they produce it. I'm just not interested in Lego Ideas. The only reason why people do Lego Ideas is because they want to say, Lego picked my design. That's the only reason. I get my picture up here, and I'm just a big deal now because Lego Ideas chose me. Sorry, Lego Ideas, but it's the truth, okay? So just build the instructions, put it on Rebrickable. Most mocks go for $10 to $20. Charge $20 for it, even though it's a small build. Us crazy Tesla fan people will pay it, and we'll go out and build your thing. Because if they sell it to Lego Ideas, and whether they accept it or not, I think it's 3 to 5 years before they can sell the mock.
Wow.
They don't own it for that long. It's crazy. Please don't. They won't even build... They haven't even done the Cybertruck or given us a Falcon 9 rocket yet. And there's 20, 30 mock Lego Ideas out there on some of the SpaceX various rocket ships. Not one is being produced yet. Don't go that route, please. So if you see my tweet, out there, maybe like it and comment on it, because if you ever want to see it, you don't want it to become Lego Ideas. And you can source brand new bricks. When you go out to Rebrickable or over to Bricklink, you can tell it I only want new bricks, or you can tell it I only want used bricks, or some combination of well used with new. I mean, I looked it up today, and to source the parts for it was like $65. Now that's not what I would call cheap, but that wasn't outlandish on top of buying the parts, or on top of buying the actual instructions for it. So anyway, it can be done, and you don't have to be a Lego rocket scientist to get the bricks for it either. So just saying.
Very cool. And
you can tell now, he has that glazed over look like I've talked Legos too long, and actually I'm keeping him from his nap.
That's right.
The nap you're now not going to get, because dinner will be in 10 minutes. So you close your eyes until I come and put this food under your nose, and then you wake up, because see, it's dark out there now. I sorted, but I did get a few bricks put down. You can see this is finished, this is not. This is swapped out to blue. It was light gray. The little floor over here is done, but I'm still missing, some pieces. So they'll be coming Monday or Tuesday, and I can still keep going tomorrow. I just spent so much time today sorting.